So happy holidays in advance to everyone. I'm really appreciative that you're taking this time to spend a little time with me today. So, all right, I want to honor your time, so we are going to get started. So, um, again, thank you for joining me for living a life filled, a purpose-filled life. This is something I'm very passionate about, and just want to share with you some of the thoughts that I have and things that I've come across as a coach for 10 years and working with Gary Keller for a long time. So, um, this is going to be a shorter call today. We're going to hit on a few key points of living a purpose-filled life, things that you can take action on and ownership of immediately. So with that, let's get started. So, what is a purpose-filled life? So living a purpose-filled life means that you understand that your time is currency, that you have choices, that your life is a byproduct of your lifestyle, and that you actually know your worth. Okay, so that's what we're going to be covering today. So let's get started with this. I want you to stop and really think about this. If we can live on purpose, that then presupposes that we can also live off purpose. If we can live on purpose, we can also live off purpose. So we need to look and see, are the actions that you're taking in your business, your family time, your spiritual life, your finances, your health, are those actions purposeful? Are they planned actions? Or are you just kind of taking care of whatever pops up next? So every action that we take throughout our entire day either moves us toward or away from our life goals. So habits are those things that you do repeatedly without even thinking about them. We all have them. So think about when you first get up in the morning. Most of us go directly into our habits. It might be brush your teeth, check your phone, start the coffee. We typically have 4 or 5 things that we immediately do after waking up without even consciously thinking about it. So our habits are things that you repeatedly do without actually consciously having to think about it. In order to have a purposeful, designed, successful life, we need to have focus. And the key to that sustained success is actually focus. The greatest challenge is getting and then staying focused. Staying focused actually helps us to solidify the habits that we're actually choosing to put into our lives. In the new Onward Bold, one of the bold truths is that there's path in the math. And Gary Keller tells us that everything has a number behind it. So today I just want to look at some numbers that are given in any given day. We each have 1,440 minutes every single day of our lives. We also have, or another way of looking at it is we all have 86,400 seconds every day. So the question is, are you using those minutes, those seconds in meaningful, focused ways? And when we're not, we're actually living a life by default rather than a life by design. So here, I'm just going to give you a few quotes that I've come across over the years regarding focus. And I'm going to go through these very slowly. I will repeat them for those of you that want to be able to write those down. So number 1, focus on living your dreams instead of living your fears. Focus on living your dreams instead of living your fears. Number 2, there is a lack of direction and focus, not a lack of time. There is a lack of direction and focus, not a lack of time. Number 3, The successful warrior is the average person that has laser-like focus. The successful warrior is the average person with laser-like focus. Number 4, focus and spend time with those you love, doing what you love. Life is short. Spend time with those you love, doing what you love. For life is short. Number 5, show me your calendar and your bank account, and I will show you your priorities and focus. Show me your calendar and your bank account, and I'll show you your focus and your priorities. Number 6, everything seems impossible until it is done. Everything seems impossible until it is done. Number 7, to be focused, be where your feet are, fully present. To be focused, be where your feet are, fully present. Number 8, successful people focus on goals, not on obstacles. Successful people focus on goals, not on obstacles. And then finally, number 9, the difference between successful people and very successful people is that very successful people say no to almost everything. The difference between successful people and very successful people is that very successful people say no to almost everything. All right, so how does one become a focused person? Well, it starts with our mind. It starts with our mind. It starts with our thoughts that we have. We need to learn to check our thoughts and remind ourselves that just because you think something or believe something doesn't actually mean that you're right. So are you managing your thoughts, or are your thoughts managing you? You see, what you think actually determines who you are. You don't need to be the fastest, the smartest, the strongest. You just need to want it and believe in yourself more than others, and then take the necessary actions to get you what you truly want out of your life. Let's jump into this. Time is currency. Until you value yourself, you will not value your time. So are you using your time to make a mark in your business, make a mark with your family, or are you just marking time? Is the theme of your life no time to kill, or is the theme of your life that you're just killing time? Think about the 80-20 principle. You know, focusing on the 20% that actually matters, that actually drives us toward our goals. We need to learn to say no to things that don't matter, things that don't move you toward what you actually want out of your life and out of your business. The 80% will always be there. I believe the 80% is that whirlwind that just tries to distract us from doing what we actually need and want to be able to do. So for instance, think about this. Do you have a phone for your convenience or for the convenience of others? You actually don't have to stop, drop, and roll every time your phone pings you. If I was to ask your family, would they prefer that you answer your phone during dinner or actually be fully present with them? I've watched agents answer their phones during family dinners, while on meetings with clients, while out showing homes. How often do you see people texting in the middle of a conversation, during a class, maybe sometimes even on a coaching call? You see, the problem is that you cannot focus on two things at the same time. And we're talking a lot about focus. You cannot, it is impossible to focus on two things at the same time. You cannot have two thoughts at the same time. It's actually impossible. You're either focused on those that you are with, the conversation that you are having, or you're focused on something else, that text message that you're reading or the one that you're writing or the emails that you're checking. So we want to make sure we're fully present and fully focused. You are either fully present or you are not. There is no middle ground. You're fully present or you are not. Some, I have to ask, oh, why do today what you can put off for tomorrow? Because of this one question. What evidence do you have that you're going to have it tomorrow? Gary Keller tells us, do the work, do not procrastinate, just do it. None of us knows how many tomorrows we're going to have or how many tomorrows our loved ones will have. Why would we procrastinate and put off the most important things in our relationships that we could do today for another time and just kind of keep kicking it down the road? Time is currency. Next is you make your choices and then your choices make you. As human beings, we have a unique ability to actually make choices. Now, by owning your choices, that you are now taking authorship and ownership of your life. We can't always choose our circumstances, yet we can choose, and we actually do choose, how we act or react to those circumstances, what our response will be to those circumstances. I live in the Pacific Northwest. We have what we call rainy season. It's amazing to watch how many people get bent out of shape and are complaining that it's raining. Like, you do know that you live in the Pacific Northwest. That is a circumstance. That is not a problem. You can fix a problem. You can't fix a circumstance. So we get to choose how we're going to actually react to the circumstances that maybe we didn't choose for ourselves. The choices that we make every day define our lives and determine our destiny. I'm going to say that again. The choices that we make every single day define our lives and determines our destiny. You see, choices are a matter of responsibility. Consciously making them paves the way to our outcomes. You get to define your life through your choices. Choosing is empowering. Making a conscious choice to do or not to do something is the first step toward growth and toward that authentic you. If it simply boils down to this, choices are inevitable. Like I said, we make choices every single day, whether we're thinking about it or not. Life is simply a series of choices strung together over our lifetime. So once we choose to own the fact that we are the author of our lives, our businesses, we can then choose how we want to design our lives, thus creating a life by design rather than a life by default, a life led on purpose rather than a life led off purpose. Next. Oh, wait, there's something in the chat. Question from Lee Smith. It's hard when you are in the startup phase with being a realtor. What suggestions do you have for people in a situation when the business side is a little heavier than family time? I'm just going to give a quick answer to that. It is more upfront. It's also, if you were, think of it this way. You got into an industry that has a pretty low barrier of entry. And yet then there is so much you need to, the skill set, the knowledge, the activities that you actually need to learn how to do. If you became a heart surgeon, you're doing all of that while in school. You're learning the knowledge, the skills, the habits, the things that you need to be able to do. And if you're studying to be a heart surgeon, I have a relative right now that's doing that. We rarely see him because he is all in that front end of his career. In real estate, you're now in your front end of that career, and it's going to take some more time. So number one, make sure you do plan some family time. And then number two, make sure that your family understands it's not always going to be like this. It gets better over time. Gary Keller recently said, let's face it, real estate is hard until it's not. The more you master your skills, your knowledge, your habits, your calendar, your conversations, the easier and easier and easier it gets. Like a heart surgeon, the more you actually do the surgeries, the easier it actually gets over time. So it's just part of the industry that you're a part of now. All right, let's keep going. Your life is a byproduct of your lifestyle. So some of you won't like this, but that's okay. Show me your calendar and your checkbook, and I will show you what you actually value. In this end of season and end of year season, this is a great time to look back and do some contemplation. Go back through your calendar. Where did you spend your time? Remember, time is currency, right? Time is currency. Are there adjustments that you want to make next year on how you actually spend your time currency? What would you want to do differently? If you could do 2024 over again, what would you spend more time doing this and less time doing that? Also, go through and review your spending. What you value is where you spend your money. What you value is where you spend your money. There's no way around that. We work so hard in this industry to produce an income. So are you holding every hard-earned dollar accountable? Is where you're spending your money in alignment with what you actually value? Are you spending money on the habits that will move you toward what you want from your business and your life, or away from what you want in your business and life? Your life is a byproduct of the lifestyle that you live. Next, you got to know your self-worth. So know your worth. Your personal self-worth. Often what is truly in a person's heart lies buried under a debris pile of should have, could have, would have, can't. Not knowing yourself, your worth, that means that there's actually a built-in excuse from avoiding things or avoiding maturity. Not understanding your self-worth has what may look like freedom and excitement, but it actually comes with the cost of an unsatisfied emptiness. So I want to tell you, you are enough. You need no outside validation, except from those that you love and you care deeply for. No one but you has the right to determine your worth. You are worthy. My question is do you believe that you are worthy, that you are enough? The person that understands that they are valuable, that they are enough, is the person that will actually design an on-purpose life. Those that don't understand their worth and their value live the off-purpose life. They live a life by default rather than a life by design. They just get up and do the same thing over and over and over and over every single day, which is just a life by default, rather than taking that ownership of their life, knowing that they're enough, knowing that they're worthy, and actually designing their own life. You deserve to live an on-purpose life. I know it sounds easy to say and yet hard to do. That's because of the habits that we've built into our lives already. But as it says here on the slide, the life that you are living is the one that you've created, and we've created those through our choices. If you want to change it, the power is within you alone to make those changes. I encourage you again, reflect. Are you living an on-purpose or an off-purpose life? Off-purpose just means that you're living to please or maybe impress somebody other than yourself. I'm going to say that again. An off-purpose life, if you are not purposefully making choices and living your life for a purpose that's moving you toward what you actually want, that means you're living to please or impress somebody other than yourself. If you want to see people try to please others others versus themselves, just get on social media and show you can see everybody trying to get that validation, seeking that validation and that attention. Validation and attention are not a bad thing. I want to make sure that you're clear on that. These are not bad at all. But if your actions, your habits, your choices are to get the validation and attention, you're not living your authentic self. You're changing who you truly know that you are for someone else that, quite frankly, probably will not be at your funeral at the end of your life. You're not living within integrity with yourself. On purpose living is making sure that your actions, your habits, your choices are attached to you living your life by design. No one else has the right or responsibility to design your life. If we expect others to take responsibility for our life, we're actually giving all of our power away. If you want a huge, successful life, you already have that power. You may just not have tapped into it yet. The greatest gift that you can give yourself, give your family, is self-love. Self-love, not narcissistic self-love, but a true love and acceptance of yourself. When you accept you, you also can start to accept others for what they are. We are a judgmental group of people, are we not? Man, we have judgments on how everybody looks, dresses, what they eat, what they don't eat, what they do, what they don't do. We are just judging machines. And yet we rarely judge ourselves. We also want life to be fair, but we also know that life isn't fair, but we want it to be fair for us. We got to really start to pull back and determine, are you living your authentic self? Are you authentic enough that you also have the grace to let other people live their life and their choices? Why do we get so concerned with what other people are doing, saying, how they're living, when we're not focusing on what am I doing, saying, and living? So the greatest gift that you can give yourself is that self-love, which allows you to give love to others as well. Now, I'm going to close with this, and then I'm going to take a minute and look at the chat. As author Marianne Williamson said, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that frightens us most. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightening about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We are born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we are unconsciously then giving other people to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fears, our presence automatically liberates others. End quote. So go now and be your magnificent, powerful beyond measure self. Go live a life on purpose on 2025. Thank you so much. Happy holidays, everybody. Thanks for spending some time with me. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Jeannie.
Thank you.